pagkakailang kung ganda lamang ng mga pasyalan ng pag-uusapan, hitik dyan ang lalawigan ng Pangasinan. Mula sa mga yamang tubig, yamang lupa at iba't ibang mga adventure at calmness na dala, perfect tourist destination ng probinsya. World class at kayang-kaya rin makipagsabayan ng mga produktong tatak Pangasinan. Maging sa mga pagkain, marami kang maaring pagpilian. Pero hindi lamang ito ang dapat na dayuhin sa probinsya. Dahil sa bawat pagpunta, handog din nila ang kwento ng kasaysayan na nagsilbi ng pundasyon ng pag-unlad at mas pag-usbong. Kasaysayang naging inspirasyon ng mga residente hanggang sa kasalukuyang panahon.
Simulan na ang pasyalan. Pumasyal sa Pangasinan, balikan ang lahat na magpasaya. Kalula, klasin ang taglay na ganda. Siguradong mag-enjoy ka. Kalula, pumasyal sa Pangasinan, balikan ang lahat na magpasaya. Kalula, klasin ang taglay na ganda. Siguradong mag-enjoy ka. Kalilan, Pangasinan.
For some, this town was called Bani because of the bani trees widely spread around Sitio Almacin. For others, Bani came to be because of the mystery of their patroness Immaculada Concepcion. Kilalanin natin ang bayan ng Bani sa dalawang kwentong ito. We are now here at the old town site, then called Namagbagan. This is one of the mission areas of the Spanish visitas to spread Catholicism.
Dito sa tinatayuan natin, ito ang old town ng Bani na ang pangalan ay Managbagan. Ngayon, nailipat na sa New Town, sa poblasyon. Yung pinakamaliit na chapel, yun ang tinanggal, binagbag, kaya doon nag-umpisa ang Namagbagan.
Itong nakikita niyong grotto sa aking lukuran ay dating wala. Pero yung may-ari ng lupa, pinatayo itong replica to honor Immaculate Concepcion, who is the patron saint of Bani.
Kaya inikayat lahat ng mga tao dito na doon na lang tumira dahil around 20 person lang noon. Pagkawala ng Immaculate Concepcion na nakadestin dito, napapupunta doon sa bayan na mayroon kahoy naman ng Bani.
Noong nawala ang imahe ni Immaculada Concepcion, hinanap ito ng hinanap ng mga deboto. Hanggang sa natagpuan nila ito dito sa Sitio Almacin. Mayroon daw nakatayong puno ng Bani at doon sa itaas ay natagpuan si Immaculada Concepcion. Paulit-ulit itong nangyari hanggang sa ang mga taga Namagbagan ay nagdesisyon na lumipat dito at itayo itong simbahan na ngayon ay sentro ng debosyon ng mga taga-Bani.
Sabi nila, yung original na imahe ay nandyan lang, no? Nakaposte lang dyan sa taas. Parang nasa pedestal siya na made of ivory na original. Yun po yung ang sa kasawiang palad ay nawala po ito, no? Yan nga po ang kinalulungkot din dahil hindi na-preserve yung original na imahe ng ating mahal na Inang si Maria. Hindi yun naka-apekto sa mga debosyon o sa debosyon at pananampalataya ng mga Banyans. Ang ating debosyon sa ating mahal na Inang si Maria, no, at ito rin ay naiintindihan ng mga tao ngayon, ay ito ay nagdadala sa atin at naglalapit sa atin sa ating Panginoon.
Ito ay Sitio Almacin dati. Itong area na to ay isang swamp area. At napapalibutan siya ng dalawang ilog. Almacin River and then the Don Cayo River. Maraming mga bani tree dito kasi isa siyang mangrove-related species ang ang Bani. Yung mga bata talagang hindi nila alam ang Bani Tree. Oo, pero nandiyan naman yung LGU na mag-aware, magsabi, magturo kung ano talaga ang Bani. Sa ngayon, ongoing po yung propagation namin sa mga Bani seeds. Oo. Meron kaming mga at least 2,000 na Bani seedlings po ngayon. And then yun yung pinapalaki namin para sa next na rainy season, yun na po yung itatanim namin. Inaaniyahan namin kayo na maging parte ng pagtatanim at pagpapalago ng Bani Tree.
2 stories, 1 history. Whatever you may believe, Banians will always have their faith and devotion, not just to their miraculous patroness, but to each other's spirit of unity and faith. Bani will flourish not just into a tourist destination, but will also be known through their story.
Be proud of who you are, even if no one does. For every unique identity has its own story. Who would have known that this meek little tree would serve a huge impact in this precious little town?
The name Agno was derived from a species of swamp tree called Agnocasto, locally known as dangla, a trace tree used for medicinal concoctions to relieve pain and illness that grew abundantly in the locality. And in time, Agno was retained to be the name of the town.
Agnocasto is a gift, an irreplaceable one. It is an identity and a symbol of this town's reputation. Without a doubt, it is a foreshadowing of the purpose Agno is meant to fulfill.
Dito sa area ng poblasyon, nakatayo dati ang punong tinawag na layug, na pinanggalingan nga ng pangalan ng bayan. Sabi nila, hirap daw noon ang mga lokal na banggitin ang letrang L, kaya unti-unting napalitan ng letrang T. At kalaunan nga ay tinawag itong tayug.
Walang documentation about the tree kung bakit siya nawala dun sa lugar na sinasabi nila. Siguro dahil sa katagalan na rin or natural causes. Ang layog na tinawag sa puno ng bakayaw, ang ibig sabihin nun ay matayog or sa Ilocano nangatu.
Unang nabuo bilang bayan ang Tayug sa probinsya ng Nueva Ecija way back 1817 bago pa man ito naging parte ng Pangasinan.
Na-establish ang Tayug on February 4, 1817 under the province of Nueva Ecija. And then po, nakuha ng Pangasinan on the year 1837 and then po naibalik din sa Nueva Ecija ng 1851. At naibalik ulit sa Pangasinan ng taong 1864 and since then, until now, our town is thriving. 2 beses siyang naging capital ng Pangasinan ng town of Tayug. First, noong Second World War, which is December 12 to 26, 1941, at yung liberation period ng War of Americans versus Japanese na also called Battle of Lingayen.
Bawat kasaysayan ng mga naturang bayan, naging sagisag na ng kanilang pagkakakilanlan. Pero ano naman kaya ang mga kwento ng nakaraan ng capital of the province, ang bayan ng Lingayen? Atin niyang matutuklasan dito sa Ganda Mo, Pangasinan.
have fun and enjoy the sun. Family and friends as one.
Welcome to Cultura Splash Wave, a world-class resort nestled at the foot of the mountains. Have fun with the different waves at our amazing wave pool. Be thrilled at the heart-pounding giant slides. Swim to your heart's content at the uniquely designed dolphin pool. Be a child again with your family and friends at the Water Factory. Enjoy the comforts of your home at the spacious, elegantly furnished, air-conditioned rooms. Celebrate the best times of your lives at Juliet's Legacy Hotel and Pavilion. Face your fears at our Skywalker. Relax and find your calm at our Fish Spa. Located at Cares, Pugo, La Union. Live the adventurous life with Cultura Splashway.
Join us now, come on, Cultura Splashway. Cultura Splashway. Come have fun and enjoy the sun. Family and friends as one. In the waters, join us now, come on, Cultura Splashway. See you there. Cultura Splashway.
Kalilan, Pangasinan.
Encomienda kung tawagin ang bayan ng Lingayen. Dito rin naganap ang ilan sa mga pinakamadugong mga labanan noong World War II. Ganun pa man, marami pa ring makasaysayang kaganapan ang nakatatak na sa naturang bayan. Tara na't mas kilalanin pa ang Lingayen sa pamamagitan ng pagtuklas sa mga yaman ng nakaraan.
Look around and be dazzled by the charm of the center of Lingayen, the Town Plaza. Poised as the town's main landmark, this plaza prides on Lingayen stories of the colorful past, the present, and the gleaming future.
Ang pangalang Lingayen ay galing sa dialect na Lingawen, meaning to say to look back. Kasi dahil doon sa huge tamarind tree na very tall, yung pag dumadaan yung mga tao, parang they cannot help but to look back. Yung bang lilingawin nila talaga. Kaya doon nakuha ang pangalang Lingayen, Lingawen. Sa tansya ko, malapit sa church, kasi at saka along the road. Kasi pag dumadaan yung mga tao, dahil sa laki, lumilingon sila eh. They are looking back.
Centuries ago, somewhere around where the Town Plaza is currently located, a coconut tree once stood high and mighty among other trees, and it was so breathtaking that it attracted people to take a second glance.
Siyempre sa tagal na rin yung katandaan na nila, nagdi-deteriorate yung mga kwan nila, yung trunk, at saka siguro sa pagdating ng mga development ng town, kaya inalis na siguro. Ay matagal na yun, siguro during Spanish time na yun 1600. Very important ito para at least yung mga estudyante natin, yung mga kabataan natin, alam nila kung paano nakuha ang pangalan ng Lingayen. Very important.
And just like the tale about the famous tamarind tree, the Town Plaza Garden serves as witness to this town's reminiscence, making more stories and building a stronger foundation for more generations ahead.
Ang Balungaw ay may lawak na 7,325 hectares at nasa may timog silangan ng probinsya ng Pangasinan.
Ang Balungaw po ay galing sa salitang lungaw ng Nueva Ecija na ang ibig sabihin ay bell shape. Kung makikita po natin yung bundok po dito sa bayan, pinangalanan po ng mga Nueva Ecija na Balungaw dahil po siya ay hugis na bell shape po. Kung mapapansin po natin, sa Nueva Ecija may mga lugar po tayong ang pangalan ay Minalungaw, Balbalungaw, yun po. Then later on po, naging parte ng Pangasinan ang bayan po natin at nagkaroon po siya ng kwento na Balon Ugaw, which ang ibig sabihin po ay young widow, at naging ang pronunciation po later on ay Balungaw. Maraming pinagdaanan ang Balungaw bago ito naging bayan. Noong 1840, naging baryo ito ng Lupao, Nueva Ecija, at noong 1843, nang naging bayan ang Umingan, nailipat ito bilang baryo ng Umingan. Nailipat din ito bilang baryo ng Coyapo sa Nueva Ecija, at noong 1853, naging baryo ito ng Rosales. Pero noong 1876, naging sapat na ang number ng inhabitants dito sa bayan ng Balungaw, kaya ito ay na-establish na bilang isang munisipyo. However, noong 1904 to 1906, nagkaroon ng setback ang bayan ng Balungaw, kaya ito ay naibalik na baryo ng Rosales. After that, 1907, bumalik bilang munisipyo ang bayan ng Balungaw, and since then, patuloy na ang pag-unlad nito.
Ayon sa mga nabubuhay pang sentenaryo, mula pa sa San Fabian, Pangasinan at ibang parte ng Ilocos Region ang mga naunang nanirahan sa bayan ng Balungaw. Ang mga ito ay naghahanap ng lugar kung saan maaaring manatili at nahanapan nga ang maliit na bayan ng Balungaw. Dahil sa kasaganaan ng agricultural resources dito, maraming mga Ilocano ang nanatili sa bayan, kaya 90% sa populasyon ay mga Ilocano.
Balungaw is no different from other municipalities. We are just ordinary, but in other ways, our tourism destination is actually extraordinary. But we are actually unique because we have a lot to showcase. The tourism destination is actually visited by 100 to 150,000 visitors per year. And we're proud to say that we have our Balungaw Hot and Cold Springs, which is actually the only one here in the district. We are actually a town with happy people. We are resilient, no matter what the situation is, no matter what the conditions or challenges that we have. And of course, not only that, their willingness to learn and accept change and challenges, that is one thing that's really unique in this town. We used Hataw Balungaw because we wanted a positive outlook, positive thinking. Hataw was one thing that we actually thought about, and it works for us up to now. As you see it, humahataw nga naman ang Balungaw. We now ventured into agro-eco tourism, which is actually the Convergence Project. We put together businesses that would actually attract also not only livelihood for the people, but also it would also attract tourists at the same time. Our Goat Academy, which is actually our OTOP. Goat is actually our OTOP, but not only going to teach people how to raise goats, but to upgrade the breed. And next is actually our Gatasang Kalabaw. We also ventured into that because we also needed to help other agencies. I'd like to invite everyone to see Balungaw, not only our tourism destination, and meet the people here, and you will be amazed, I promise you. Hataw, Balungaw.
Our municipality was named San Isidro in honor of our patron saint, San Isidro Labrador, or San Isidro, Saint Isidore the Farmer. Unfortunately, we have also there was also a municipality along the Lingayen Gulf, yung Labrador ngayon. Nagkakaroon ng confusion pagdating ng mga sulat, mails or ano. So there was confusion. So yung mga taga-Burgos, dinagdagan nila yung San Isidro to San Isidro Potot, yung cat. Because the Amburayan River that drain the waters of the population going to Sangbay Falls, portion ka na cat. kaya Putot. So they add the term Putot, San Isidro Putot. By the year 1913, yung San Isidro was changed into Burgos in honor of Father Jose Burgos. Ang Burgos was formerly a part of Zambales, but Agno and Burgos are Ilocanos. Ilocano talaga. Kasi yung ating mga settlers, they came from Paway, Ilocos Norte. Almost almost solid Ilocano. Kung mayroon mga siguro makapag-asawa from Lingayen o ano, but then basic talaga rito. Pure Ilocano. At ang Burgos, it was founded by the year 1830 by the early Ilocano settlers, headed by my great-great-grandfather, Don Matias Giang, from Paway, Ilocos Norte. Nung dumami na rin yung, di ba, he petitioned the governor of Zambales para itong Burgos ay maging isang pueblo or town. So it was granted and he became the first gobernadorcillo.
Tuloy-tuloy pa rin nating tuklasin ang mga kwentong tila sa libro na lamang nakaukit pero patuloy na dapat balikan para mas magkaroon ng kaalaman sa naging karera ng bawat bayan.
Bulok, maliliit at hindi ba malusog ang inyong mga halaman? Omega Green ang kasagutan. Ihalo lang ang 2 kutsara nito sa isang maliit na container at kaunting tubig. Pagkatapos ay ihalo sa knapsack sprayer at pwede na itong ispray sa mga pananim. Meron itong nitrogen, phosphorus, magnesium, copper at zinc na tumutulong sa pagpapaganda at pagpapabilis ng tubo, pagpapanatili ng nutrisyon, mas malagong mga dahon at panlaban sa mga sakit ng mga halaman. Hindi rin ito nakasasama sa kapaligiran. Pwede rin ito sa kahit anong klase ng halaman, mapa-highland crops o lowland crops. Omega Green by Encam Agri-Marketing, the ultimate friend of farmers. Looking for a place to stay in Baguio City? Find your calm at Hotel Supreme. A good dip at their pool. Clean and comfortable rooms with a view. Accommodating staff. You can also enjoy a sip of coffee at their coffee shop. Good food for a good mood at their restaurants. Spacious halls for events, and many more. A perfect balance of business and relaxation, all at Hotel Supreme.
Dalilan Pangasinan!
Bawat bayan may tinatagong mayamang kwento. Kwento ng pagsisimula, kwento ng pagkakadapa, at kwento ng pag-asa at pagbangon.
In the history of Bugalyon, that is the annual celebration of Bugalyon Day, which is held every 12th of January. That is also the time where we celebrate our Carabao Festival. Before, Salasa, or the town proper, wasn't exactly located here. It was located somewhere else. But because of the flooding and erosion that place was prone to, they transferred the town proper here. So the town proper is now here in Poblacion. The church here is St. Andrew Catholic Church, but the old church, which is Our Lady of Lourdes, remained there in Salasa. And there's a folklore that says, because every time they attempted to move the church here in the new place, someone died. So they left it. The church is still there now. It still has its congregation. So in the new town proper, it has a new church. We have 3 heritage houses which still retain its authenticity and its antiqueness. It's just beside this park. The name of Bugalyon before was Salasa. It was changed in 1921. The name Salasa came from word here in our local word, which is a wooden house, that part of the flooring which is attached to the wooden house. That's where the origins of Salasa came from. But in 1921, in honor of our local hero, General Jose Torres Bugallion, it was changed to Bugallion.
Urbistondo used to be a part of San Carlos City, and the municipality or the town's establishment was primarily due to a parish priest named Father Ramon Dalmau. And the Urbistondo got its name from a historic figure from Spanish era. He was a Spanish governor named General Antonio de Urbistondo y Villasis. So, there was a decree issued na yung pangalan po ng Urbistondo, the town Urbistondo, will be named after him. So, historically po, one of the most significant event sa town ng Urbistondo is its separation from the city of San Carlos. And isa pa pong nire-recognize namin na makasaysayan sa town ng Urbistondo is yung first ever celebration ng Canon Festival at ang pagbisita po ni Vice President Sara Duterte as guest of honor and speaker namin ng celebration na yun. Because of yung pagbisita niya po na nagpatuloy na po yung mga ibang national officials din po na bumisita dito na dati po ay bibihira lang. So ito po isang patunay na ang bayan ng Urbistondo na po ay ligtas at maayos na po yung estado. So ang bayan po namin ng Urbistondo ay isang makabago, malaya at organisado na po. So we are pleased to invite everyone to come and visit our town, the municipality of Urbistondo, to experience what Urbistondo can offer in terms of food, views, attraction, and to celebrate with us our Canon Festival.
Well, ang bayan po ng Sison was established during the Spanish colonial time. I think it was December 15, 1862, when the Spanish government issued a royal decree creating the new pueblo. Ang original name ng town when it was created, 1862, was Alava. The Governor General then, si Rafael Echaga, I think, he was the head of the Spanish government in the Philippines. He named the town Sison because it reminded him of his province in the northern part of Spain. So since Sison is on the northern part of Pangasinan, so he named it Alava because it reminded him of his hometown Alava. That's why the first name, the original name of our town was Alava. Based on record, I think sometime during 1918, the Municipal Council of Alava then, they wanted to consolidate the township of Artacho, which is one of the bigger barangay here in Sison. So they consolidated the township of Artacho and Alava. During that time, it was under the American rule. No? So I think it was Governor General Francis Burton Harrison was the one who approved the request. The township of Artacho and the town of Alava were consolidated and organized into the municipality under the name of Sison in honor of the first provincial governor of the American regime. During the Spanish time kasi, towns were created, the towns were ruled by the friars, the priests. And during that time, hindi naabot ito ng mga pare. So, ang Sison, I think one of the significant impact na nangyari noon, since wala masyadong Catholic churches dito, maraming religious sect ang nag-establish dito sa bayan ng Sison. Kaya we have various religious sect here. We have the North Luzon Adventist, Wesleyan, and napakarami pang ibang mga churches here in Sison. And they say, according to our historians, na it's to fill the void because people need guidance from their church since na hindi naabot to ng Catholic Church before. Kaya umusbong ang maraming religious organization or churches here in Sison.
Kasaysayan na ang makapagsasabi na anuman ang harapin ng probinsya ng Pangasinan at mga bayang bumubuo nito, patuloy na mamamayagpag at uunlad ang probinsya sa tulong ng mga aral, tradisyon at kultura na napulot mula sa mayaman nilang nakaraan. Tunay ngang sa lahat ng aspeto, masasabing, ang ganda mo, Pangasinan.